his cattle. And he was a very wealthy man. He had thousands upon thousands of cattle, the Bible says. A lot of property. And so one servant approaches Job. This all happened in one day. He approaches Job and he says, Job, a bunch of rebels just came through and they killed all the shepherds. And they stole all of your cattle. Everything is gone. And Job just begins to freak out at this. Just, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then another servant enters the room and says, listen, all of your servants, they were out and about. They got killed. They were all taken away from you. You have no more servants left. And they come in and tell him his properties are damaged. A storm came and blew the house down. And then someone else comes in. Another servant comes in and says, listen, all of your children and your family, they were having a party. And they're at this house. And the house fell down on top of them. Your entire family's gone. And in one day, everything that most people put their identity into, it was stripped away from him. In one day. And the Bible says that what Job did next was the most amazing thing. He didn't cry out in anger against God. He did not curse the face of Jesus. But the Bible says that he fell on his face. He tore his clothes off. And he said, oh God, blessed be the Lord who gives and he taketh away. Blessed be his name. Naked I came into this world, and naked I will leave. Job was the man that understood and that lived in the eyes of eternity. So I have to ask you tonight, what is your treasure in this life? Is your treasure your cars and your houses? Is it can be stripped away from you? And no one's going to care what car you drove. No one is going to care what house you had or what house you lived in. No one's going to care how much money we had in our bank accounts. When we pass away and when we stand before Jesus Christ, the only thing we will have with us is the testimony of our life. The fruit of our actions, whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will have that fruit in our hands and the testimony of the life that we lived here. Everyone's going to forget the money we had and the cars we drove and the houses we lived in. It's all going to pass out. No one's going to remember any of it. Your children will forget and your grandchildren won't remember. The house that you drove, the house that you had, the house you lived in, the car that you drove, the shoes, the pair of shoes that you had, the clothes that you had in your body, the money you had in your bank account, none of it's going to matter. Our love for God is not tested in heaven. Our love for God is tested and tried here and now.
Yes.
Jesus said, lay up for yourself treasure that is in heaven, where moth and rust cannot destroy, and where the thief cannot come in and steal it. So I have to ask you tonight, before we sing this next song, have you been living a life that is storing treasure in heaven? Because Jesus ended that verse with this. He said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So question what your treasure is tonight. The deepest intentions of your heart. What do you think about every day? What is in your heart? Is it Jesus? Is it knowing him more? Or is your passions and your lusts and your passion and your time, is it being wasted on the things of the world? We need to be a people who give our life and everything that we are away to Jesus Christ. And we need to be a people